Yo, hello everybody, Mike here, baseball collector. Happy Thursday. 5. That's how many days are left till I will be at the National 5 days. It's coming. And man, I thought it'd be, one of those easygoing weeks, no big deal. And yeah, no. First we had Ozzy die. That's terrible. On Tuesday, I think it was. And then today we find out that Hulk Hogan died. I mean, come on. And pretty much SGC died today as well. I'm wearing the hat in memoriam of SGC. I don't know how long ago it was. I was on the Off Topic podcast with Greg and Darren, and I made the bold prediction that SGC was going to go the way of the dodo in the not too distant future. And it feels like that's really where they're headed. Peter Steinberg, president of SGC, announcing that he was leaving the company today. And yeah, it's sad, truthfully. First of all, I really like Peter. I think he was, first of all, always great to me. I interviewed him several times. He was always an amazing guest to have on. Reasonably transparent. Some of these guys can't be transparent just because they just don't have it in their DNA, I think. But the reality was he was great for SGC, and he really helped SGC and made me really like SGC. And that started at the top with him. And now that he's not there, they are paving the way for SGC to be gone sooner rather than later. And I do still think SGC is going to be a brand under it'll be under PSA. Everybody says it's under collectors, and that's true for now. That will not be true, I don't think, going forward at some point in the future. Not tomorrow, but they will start continuing, or they will not start. They will continue to absorb more and more pieces of the SGC infrastructure, methodologies, whatever, and assimilate that into the PSA world. I don't think that means the registry, honestly. I was talking with Greg earlier today about that, and I just don't think the registry. Okay, I'll tell you what I really think. I'm just going to put it out there. You are going to have at some point in the future, when you go to submit cards for grading, a choice. It'll all be on the PSA website, and you'll have a choice to pick traditional PSA or a Tux. That will be your choice when you submit. Again, I still think they're going to keep the brand because I do think there is some hobby loyalties that are out there that want that to continue. What I think they've had problems with the technology of trying to bring in and import all of the old SGC labels, serial numbers, whatever you want to call it, into the PSA database. I do think that once they convert everything over, that if you choose a Tux or you choose PSA, you're going to get, all those will be in the registry, new going forward once they draw a line in the sand of whenever that is. I don't think they're going to go back and try to bring in all of the old SGCs. I do have a theory about that. I don't want to share it here because it'll just make everybody mad, but I think it's going to happen. Greg knows what it is. If Greg wants to do a video about it, that's great. Yeah, it's all about efficiency, guys. It's all about bringing things together. They're going to just make one thing. They don't need two that do the same thing. That's just the basic part of it. And by the way, I don't like this. This isn't something I'm rooting for or hoping for. I think both companies serve a purpose. I think both companies are good for the hobby. I think competition is good for the hobby. I think the only ones that are hurt in this whole deal is us as the collectors, truthfully. And so being right about this is not something I'm thrilled about. And it's still not done yet. I could still be proven wrong. But I do think that this was a big step towards the end of SGC, certainly as we know it, by Peter leaving today. I have not talked to Peter. I don't have Peter's phone number. So I have no idea how he's feeling personally, despite what his statement said. I don't know. Time will tell. But the other topic I wanted to talk about is more fun. Let's get to fun stuff. I've got a couple cards to show you guys in a little bit, but the more fun stuff that I wanted to talk about really today was, man, I am finding some really cool cards here just days before the National that I've been buying. On eBay, I've done some deals, for pre-purchases at the National, like things that I've made deals for. Other deals that still might happen, which is great. And what's great about the eBay stuff is I don't count my eBay budget towards my National budget is set apart and aside from anything else I spend on cards. It's like its own little thing. And so the cards I've been finding on eBay, one of which you're going to see today, is kind of beyond that, because I've been sending out pictures to friends and they're like, oh, it's eating into your National budget. Not really. And it's kind of that irony, but not really ironic, that I'm finding these things now when I'm about to go to the National, where I could likely find them there. But the prices that I'm paying for stuff are prices that I would happily pay for at the National. And so I'm like, well, if they're cards that I want / need and they're available now, I'm going to take the known of buying it now for a price that I'm comfortable with for the unknown of maybe, hopefully, I find it at the National for a similar price. I'd much rather have a bird in the hand on that deal with cards. And so you just go, all right, I guess that just is what it is. Now, the few deals that I've done with people that I haven't paid for things yet, and I'm going to pick it up at the National, and we kind of have a, electronic handshake deal, that will come out of the National budget, because I'm buying those at the show. And so that will be money that, again, if I found the same card that I've already agreed to buy at the show for the price I've agreed to buy it at, I would do it. And so it's like, we'll make the deal now, make it all happen. And that's what I've done on a few cards. But it is fun to still see things come up, and there's still a few auctions coming up in the next few days that I really want to win, because they're cards that if I found them at the National, I'd buy them. And I'm not going to wait. I'm going to buy them now. I'm very curious how you guys feel about that. Would you, if you saw something now that you're really wanting and it's at a price that you're comfortable with, would you pull the trigger now, or would you wait until the National and buy it there? I don't know how most people think. I'm just doing it the way that makes sense to me. Yeah, so here we go. We're counting down we're really down to just a few days. It's going to be a great time, and I hope as many of you that are there that I get to see and come to the event on Thursday and all those things. So let's look at a couple of cards, one of which is new and one of which is not new, but both are cool. Let's look. All right, I mentioned the sad passing of wrestling legend Hulk Hogan, and believe it or not, in my collection, I have a Hulk Hogan card. 1985 Topps WWF. I have it in a 4. I think I bought this from Garrett a long time ago. He had a bunch of them that he graded, and this was kind of the lower grade one. And it's not something I need a 9 or a 10 in, but it's cool to have it. Hulk Hogan represents my childhood in wrestling, and wrestling was a big deal when I was a kid. It's still a big deal today, but Hogan was the name. He was in Rocky 3, right? And Thunder Lips. So there's the 1985 Topps WWF Hulk Hogan. I think this is a rookie card. You guys, somebody will correct me down below or tell me. I can't remember if this is his rookie card or not, but it's a great card, and I'm happy to own. This is the only wrestling card I have in my entire collection, and if you're gonna have one, that's a good one to have. All right. This is the pre-National, but would have loved to have bought it at the National, but I found it pre-National, and that's the Larry Doby Perez Steel Hall of Fame postcards. This is one I have been on the hunt for a long time, and it's gotten expensive. All the ones that have come up lately that I've passed on were either A, more than I was willing to pay, and B, most of them have black ink on the top, and I really wanted the blue ink because I love how it pops, especially on that white background up there above his head. It just looks so good, and I'm so glad he signed up there. It's like a perfect spot for a signature. If you were to sign down here or something, it would get lost in the busyness of the picture, and there's a perfect spot right there. I mean, look at that. And this one's already graded, which is, or slabbed. It's not graded. It's encapsulated, authenticated, which is great. So it's PSA authenticated, and on the back right there is a JSA sticker too. So this one's double authenticated, which I didn't know that at the time. I just got it in the mail today, and it had that on there. I was like, well, great, even better. So in our time of autograph scrutiny, you know, this, I didn't see Larry Doby sign this, but 2 reputable companies have said it's good, so it is what it is. And it really looks great. And so again, this is a card that I ended up spending 100, I'll tell you, because I can't, it was 170 plus tax, so like 182 or something like that, all in. I'll look to, I don't want to lie to you guys. Not that you can't go look it up on sold listings, but 184 is what I ended up paying for. 184.03. And I had kind of on my radar of about a $200 budget for this card, and so I got it for less than that. And that makes me really happy. So glad to add another Perez Steel Hall of Fame postcard to the collection. That is it for today, guys. It's the only thing I got, but I got some other stuff coming that won't be here till after the show, but I'm excited to have gotten it, and you'll see all my other stuff next week as we go through the week. So thanks everybody for watching. We'll talk to you soon. Let me know what you think down below. Keep collecting.